welcome. In this video today, we are going to be reviewing the Grayl Geopress Water Purifier. So I got this as a gift over the holidays and wanted to review it. I think this is the perfect setting. It's freezing out here, it's about 25 degrees. We've got a frozen lake, so we're gonna see if we can break through the ice, fill this up, and yeah, just check it out. So the way that this works is, it's like a French press. You've got two chambers. You've got the bottom chamber that you're gonna fill up the dirty water, and then you got the top chamber that's gonna hold your purified water. And then you got a reusable filter, not a reusable, but you have a, you can swap this out. So later on when we get back in the studio, I'm gonna go over some more details on this and compare it to a couple other purifiers that I use when I'm on the trail. But for right now, I'm gonna put this back inside here. It does take a little effort to get it back closed. So this is how it would be coming out of your bag. Then you're just gonna take the top, pull it out. We're gonna get some water here. Are you gonna help us with the water? All right, that looks good. So we got our water here. We've got some ice in it. It's got a little bit of dirt. So these will not contaminate each other. This is completely independent from this. So go ahead and put it down. Put the filter on top of it. It's got a little place for your hands to go on top. And I like to break open this top part. I'm just gonna push. A little bit of water is gonna come out the sides. You do gotta use some effort. It is not the easiest water purifier. Okay, so there we go. So two ways you can take this first top off right here, and you can take a sip that way. Tastes really good. Yeah, that water is nice and clear, very clean. All right. So it's freezing out here. Let's go ahead, head back into the studio, and we'll go over some more details on the Grayl Geopress Water Purifier. Okay, so no movie magic there. I literally came from outside. So we're going to do this review. So we're looking at the Geopress Purifier from Grayl. I haven't used this product at all as far as, oh yeah, let me stop. I got to get the water. Okay. So I haven't used these products or this product before. My first impressions are it would be just too heavy for me to take on the trail, because I went ahead and did a couple of comparisons with some other stuff here. The goal is to help you kind of see the difference between buying one of these versus like a Sawyer squeeze, this MSR hand pump type. What the weights are, you know, with the Nalgene, if you're going to take that in your pack. So this is the box that it comes in. It's a nice box. Right there you go. And inside here we got like a sticker, advertising, and then it comes with like a little catalog here so that you can understand clean, dirty water, how to care for it, use it, how to drink from it. And it says that this filter comes with, or you're able to replace the cartridge. This is not included. This is something you purchase separate. One press is supposed to take 8 seconds. That's about right. 350 uses. I'm assuming that's on one cartridge. Removes 99.99% of viruses, 99.99% bacteria, 99.9 protozoa. Filters microplastic, sediment, silt, chemicals. It filters chlorine, benzene, chloroform, heavy metals, lead, arsenic, and chromium. Okay. That's pretty comprehensive. I don't have the details on my Sawyer and MSR. I do have the information on the Sawyer and the MSR Sweetwater. The first thing that I want to talk about is each one of these, as far as the pathogens that it takes care of, they're pretty similar as far as their effectiveness on the pathogens that they remove from the filter by using the filter. Later in this video, I talk more about the weight and why you would take one over the other, and just my opinion on that. But as I was doing this little research after editing, I just noticed something, that instead of the presses, focusing on how many times you can pump this thing, really focus on the gallons. This can only process 65 gallons worth of water in this unit until you have to change the cartridge. The MSR Sweetwater can do 200 gallons. They're roughly the same price. And the Sawyer, the little Sawyer Mini, it's got a little bit different technique as far as how it filters. They have these like micro tubes. They almost look like plastic tubes if you ever take one apart. But they're almost like hairs, I guess you would say. But this thing can do 100,000 gallons. That's probably why I've had mine forever. But it doesn't have a carbon filter. So, if you're really worried about the taste, carbon filter definitely helps out. Makes the water taste better. But yeah, 100,000 gallons still takes care of all of these bacterias and even the microplastics. It weighs nothing, and it's about a third of the cost. So this one's about, as of right now, about $24, $24.99, and I think the MSR is about $89, and the Geopress at the time making this video is $89. So really interesting things as far as focusing how many gallons it can actually process of water, which to me is really important. Later in the video, I talk about how I really like the MSR Sweetwater because you can pump it so easy. It puts out so much water so fast. You can really fill your bottles up, get back on the trail, and you're not limited to having to pump and push for every time you need to process the water. However, Sawyer, you'll see in a minute, it's a little bit more difficult to squeeze it through this small cartridge, but let's get back to the rest of the review, and we'll do that right now. But I did want to show you first off how heavy this is. I'm going to weigh this with this is the water that I got just from the pond out there. And we got a scale. So this is with water in it. So this is just, we normally want to use it and started purifying the water. We got 1,165 grams. So just the container itself weighs 460 grams. So with no water, 460 grams. The next thing I measured was my MSR. And I'll put the title of what this is. I forgot the exact name of this filter. So I weighed this And this right here weighs 325 grams. And that is with all my accessories in here, so just heads up. So we got filter, a pump that goes in the filter. So this guy kind of goes in here. Then you put this hose on right here. This flips over. This becomes your hand pump. And this goes down in your river, creek, stream, whatever. And then also I have an adapter for a Nalgene bottle. So I can take a Nalgene bottle, I can screw this onto the Nalgene bottle and directly put this into the Nalgene bottle. So instead of having to do this, and kind of it goes all over the place, you can have it go directly into the Nalgene. So that's nice. So all together, this whole entire kit that goes in this bag is only 325 grams. So this empty is 460. This all together is 325. And you don't have the water container, so I'll tell you what that is in just a second. So if you added a water container to this, a Nalgene comes in at 185. So you have 325 and then 185. So that's 3, 4, 5, 10, 510 grams. Is that accurate? 510. Anyway, so 510 grams versus 460. But here's the catch. You can fill this up just a little bit above 32 ounces. And so right now I'm going to show you. This is as much that I could get in here. I took one sip, but this is as much water as I could fill in this container in one pump. So let's see how much we have. Trying not to cover up the numbers. Okay. So that's kind of like the first issue I would have with it is we went to our stream, we put the water in it, we pressed it, and then we now got our water to go. We can't, if we were only taking this as the only thing on the trail, we couldn't get any extra water. Yes, we could go and get some more water and fill it back up, but if you're only making one stop and then you didn't want to stop for a while, or there's not another water source in the distance, I mean, you're only going to get, that's like 18 ounces. So you're going to get that much. So this doesn't really, it says it's 24 ounces. But, you're really only getting 18 ounces. So I'm not sure. I don't know where the 24 comes from. And the reason it's doing that is because if you take this out, if this is dry, once you put water in it, it's still, it's still storing water, just like that. But then there's a good, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. That's how much water's left in there that you just can't get out. So even if you press, see, even if you press that all the way down, that's water you can't get out. So I just pressed it again. And, okay. So maybe it is possible. That's pretty cool. Because it's actually taking the air pressure to push the rest of the water out. Okay. Let's do it one more time. So that got us to 20 ounces. All right. Okay. That's a little over 20 ounces. Okay. But still, you wouldn't want to do that. You would not want to have to press this 2 more times. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, that is as much water as you're going to get out if you fill this up like a normal person. You know, put it in there, and then some comes out, and then you put it in, and then it kind of falls out. So this is how much I got right here. That's how much I got. Let's see what else. Okay, so we got our weights. So the third thing that I was going to do, we have this is the first thing. The MSR was the second thing as far as weight goes. Now let's kind of going down to what weighs the least, and that is this Sawyer squeeze. So it comes with this pouch. You take this pouch, you fill it up with water. If you're ultralight hiker, you know, you probably are carrying this right now. Because this is the whole system, and the whole system weighs 73 grams. Yeah, so 73 grams, that is pretty light. Now, the only catch is, when I use this, if I'm going like a day hike and I have one of these, I'll just bring this as a backup, just in case I need water for some reason. But the only catch is, and you guys know if you've had this system before, is if you take this and you put it in a stream or whatever, it's really hard. The water pressure tends to push this, and it will never fill up with water. So sometimes you have to blow it up and then kind of hold it like this and kind of let the water trickle in, fill it up, and then put the top on. And then here's the name squeeze. You know, you take this and start folding it down. I might have water in here. And you squeeze it, and so that's how this system works. So this works like a French press. This is a pump, and this is like a bladder that you squeeze to get the water out. As far as the review on this guy, it's heavy. It is easy to use. The water tastes great. You're not going to get as much water as you think based on the size of it. A pro, I think, is all the stuff that it claims to filter out, because I'm not sure if the Sawyer does that or the MSR. So I'll do a little bit more research and probably put that down in the comments. But I guess the last thing is this something that I would take with me on a hike or weekend trip? Probably not. I wouldn't do that. This would be more of an emergency type thing, something that you can have in your house or something like that to purify water. It's just too heavy for me, because this is, with all the water out, it is now, with that residual water, it's 553 grams. The nice thing about the MSR and the Nalgene is I can fill up more water faster in one trip, and you know, I'm within like 100 grams. So this is my main go-to when I'm hiking. This I might take with me on a day hike, but I probably won't be taking this with me on a hike. I will keep it in my van, you know, just as a backup. It's extremely well made. I mean, it's nice that you get the replaceable cartridge. Yeah, so it's built really, really well. It's just a little too heavy for me. They do make an ultralight version. I have not looked that up, but that will do it for the review of the Grayl Geopress Water Purifier. And hope this comparison with the different water filters here helps you guys out on trying to choose what you want to use in a hike. But yeah, that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have questions, put those down in the comments. Happy to answer them. And if you guys have any ideas for some future videos, let me know in the comments as well. If you enjoyed this type of content, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button. and I'll see you guys in the next video.